Oh yeah. Let's fucking do this. Let's fucking do it, peeps. Haha. What's up, shamps? It's fucking VJ back again. God damn it. Welcome back to This Podcast Made Me. And yes, it's VJ, and I made this podcast. When you say it all guttural, like WWE style, at least for me, sounds less shitty. Corny intros are cool when you fucking say it like this, brother. The VJ-Mania's hitting in town, and this is just how we're gonna do it. I mean, I could rip off this shirt, but why would I just show off my guns and reveal these top secret weapons that I'm gonna use to unleash a world of VJ-Mania all over the rest of the podcast world? I don't even know if you could even understand what I was saying because I was really trying to up that accent, but accents are fucking weird. Yeah, I was hearing the other day, like, accents. Like, one day one person just was speaking a little differently or decided to speak a way and then it just got popular. Like, let's say when this podcast finally gets popular, like, probably, like, after we're all dead and someone just realizes a certified psychopath was recording his deepest internal thoughts with no other prerogative. You know, I don't even remember where the fuck I was going with that. But they'll realize that, maybe they'll like my lisp. And then maybe that's the way they'll speak. It won't be like in Spain where they speak with a lisp because that prince had a lisp and then forced everyone to speak that way. No. Maybe because they hear it and they're like, this is the truest expression ever. And then just start speaking like a little bit mumbled and like not taking breaths at the right time and just like, asthmatic and just smoked out and then just not really finishing your sentences and then coming back to the subject like 2 minutes later and just that's how people they just start speaking gibberish because this podcast becomes so big. Yeah, I can see it. I really can. I really fucking can. Are we done yet? Oh fuck, 2 minutes in. Started a little late, but this is probably around the time we're gonna do it. Figured out some structure, some ways to use pillows to block some light. This studio I got here, my shitty ass 1 bedroom apartment. Oh, it's trash. I mean, I would turn the camera around if it wasn't so hard for me to bring it back, but there's literally a pile of clothes like less than a half foot away from me. There's another pile of clothes there. These are for sale. Those are stained. Why are the stained ones here? Hmm? I mean, I know that they shouldn't be, but yet I rule this kingdom and they're still here. I run bad kingdom. Good at business, good at hustling, bad at running my house. I need to step it up. Shit. But I'm getting better and maybe one day I'll get a mail to order bride, aka a mail to order maid. And they'll clean my stuff and we'll occasionally fucking have babies and I'll give her money when I die or something. Hmm. I'm in a much better place mentally, though, by the way, on a slightly more serious note. Then the last few podcasts started getting things rolling. The podcast is launching this week. This is the 6th episode. It's launching this week. Just some things I had to figure out and get going and realize I have a trip to have to take, but it won't slow down the podcast. And we'll just keep it fucking popping. What is it today? The 7th? May 7th. Alright, so we just getting it fucking in. 6 podcasts already. I remember the first one I recorded, I was like, said I was a little nervous and I was definitely irritated some people, but I had just put that energy out there. So if they ever decide to listen, they can just go suck a dick and die. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta get rid of that negative energy and transform into what you do. I would listen to them and I could tell that I was a little constrained. I wasn't like falling in depth with the stories. I was worried about making an hour every fucking week. I'm confident I could do it maybe even twice a week, maybe even more. And there are people who are going to be who are going to come in as guests. As a matter of fact, one of my best homies is supposed to fly in tomorrow or the day after, and he said he wanted to record. So, you know, we might have just another fucking schlodcast here in a little bit, champies, and fucking we'll champ it on down the lane, you know. Man, yeah. So the only thing I used to never with any of the podcasts have any notes. But I think with myself, it can become super fallible. I just end up talking about the same fucking shit over and over again. So, you know, I put some notes occasionally. So if in case like I just lose my train of thought or something, or we just need somewhere to go, I got us. I'm the director, I'm the creator, I'm the manager, I'm the talent, I'm the fucking talent, and I drive the ship. I'm the captain, I'm the first mate, I'm none of the slaves, but I'm just the captain. Fuck the first mate. I need a first mate so he can clean this fucking ship. This place looks like fucking shit. With a T. With a T. SHIT. Shit. Okay? And I'm sorry if you're young and I just taught you a bad word and how to spell it, but shitty. You know? Actually, you know what? I'm happy I taught you because it's life. You're gonna fucking know about it in a little bit. And I might as well be your teacher. I'm here to fucking preach, teach, challenge, dictate, destroy. That's what we do. That's what we do here in VJ-Mania land. Oh yeah. What if I just ripped my shirt off? And then that was just my persona? Like Andrew Dice Clay. What's his original name? Andrew Silverstein or something? But you know how Andrew Dice Clay was like that comedian, it was like a character of his, but now that is who he is? VJ-Mania. Born on the 7th of 2018, but really born from the dawns of time. Father of Jesus. Mother of female Jesus. Oh man. I had to get in the groove because I mean, the way that I'm going to expand the show, it's going to be sort of visible. I'm not going to hide it. So at least the youngest members of my family and probably eventually my dad will listen to this. And sometimes, just like I do with myself, I'm going to railroad them. I'm not going to put their business out there. I'm definitely not, I'm going to avoid that. I'm just going to avoid that. But, you know, sometimes things are going to fucking happen. But this is the nature of this type of content podcast. It has to come from the heart. There has to be, for it to be the best, there almost needs to be like no agenda, and it needs to just be super genuine. And to be honest, I'm fucking crazy, man. Like I'm super logical, but like my natural inclinations and shit, from what I've learned, I'm pretty fucking crazy. And the thing is, it's crazy that works, and it works really well, and it's the only way that I could really operate. And the thing is, for business and stuff like that, it works well because I just do the opposite naturally of what other people are doing. And sometimes I'm so crazy I get caught up in trying to copy models. Fuck that. As I get older, I understand. Be genuine. I mean, who the fuck does a fucking podcast by themselves for a fucking hour, primarily as the base of the show, for the second fucking show? Throw away their other show just based over one relationship, but really had no dictation on that other show. Just didn't ever want to deal with it. You know? And then, like, that doesn't necessarily make sense. That's like years of work. And I'll sift through it, but it's just like I'm building a whole nother platform. I'm going to use that platform to advertise for this platform, but I mean, what can I do? Like, sometimes things are worth not touching for your overall mental health. And so you could be more effective at what you need to do. Like all that negativity I had for those first shows, I had to expunge because it was just what I was feeling, and I knew that I had to get over it and do what I need and start dictating my success, which is the only my which is going to be my revenge. Um, and so only after I expel that energy could I get back to focusing on me and what's real and what's life, and like what needs to fucking be done, not not this bullshit that was holding me back. But honestly, this is one reason, the main reason, besides sharing this craziness with you and hoping that it connects some dots for some people. I need to just I like it helps me to get this off my chest. Half of the reason that I have this, and this is actually one of the points that I fucking have, is like this podcast helps me keep my mouth shut in front of other people because I'm a highly talkative and conversational person, and I'm because of how bad my childhood was, I became an exceptional liar, which is what helps me see through other people's lies. That's how I use it now. But after a while, even if haven't gotten caught up in your lies, it just becomes you just become a fraud to your own self. Like I know who I am, but a lot of people, because of the social games and experiments that I've played with them when I was younger, think that I'm something completely different. Like I used to tell, um, you know, people and shit that I did like X-rated movies to see how quickly they would turn me off. And this, like, if people hear this shit, some of them are gonna be like, "Damn, I thought he really did that shit." And to be honest, like, got close, never did. That's just the real talk. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to see how it could play because I was seriously debating it at some points just because I was just a horny monster when I was younger and couldn't see what my potential future could be, but sort of knew, so I never ever took a serious foray into it. But then I was like, hey, let me just see what's up. And, at that time, it was like pre cell phone or pre like text message or before text messages were free. There was a time where we had to pay like 50 cents or like $1 for a text message, 59 cents of bullshit. But yeah, I would just start fucking. I feel like I invented sexting. Like I would send pics of my dick and just like find like porn with like dicks that look a lot like mine, and then just fucking perpetrated the fraud just to see if it was possible to keep people's respect in person over in private or in private, where it would be a thing that might at that time, and maybe still, but at that time especially, would ruin a person, if that news was public. So I want to know, is there a way, do people really keep secrets? How does this work in real life? Because in my family, the rules are different with a crazy mom and a million other dynamics to follow that. So a crazy murderous mom, I should, to be honest. So it's just like, um, so I used to do that and just a billion other things, and people just never truly caught the lie, or sometimes it would sort of sense it, but there's no way to prove it. And I honestly, like, I feel, I should use this as an area, like, if any of you guys are listening, like, I'm sorry. Like, I was just crazy. I still am crazy, but I had to figure people out, and I just couldn't. I just didn't know. Like when I was younger, um, I was so isolated and sort of picked on as a top student and stuff that I would always leverage like my schoolwork or something to get friends. My schoolwork to have the bullies chill out. I just let them cheat off of me. Even though honestly that's a strong strategic move when you're younger, and this still hits me like a fucking petty ass piece of shit that I sometimes am. It's like it it fucking hits you just fucking weird. It just fucking hits you just you know There's got to be a way to just get it, like. And so yeah, I don't know where. I sort of lost my train of thought. Fucking a little high, but I mean, it was just the game that I played just to try to figure out the rules of the world. I figured them out after a while. But the thing is, like, only people that I did business with are my closest friends, like, really, goddamn, my nose itches, really fucking understood who I was. Because they're seeing me working, they're seeing the sacrifice I do for people, they see the integrity that I hold myself down, whether it was in the streets or in, like, other stuff or anywhere, school, whatever, social situations. But if I didn't see you regularly, especially if I could use the wall of text or something, I would play these weird games. And it's destroyed, like, my reputation with literally thousands of people, especially people from, like, high school. Like, people who do them face to face, they have one thing of me, but other people, like, some people were people that I dealt with face to face, and I just, they fell out of my favor. They fucked me over. They did something, but they wanted to maintain some relationship. I would fuck with them. I'm gonna perpetrate some sort of lie and push you to your furthest. That was like the game that I played. Other people, I just thought, I don't know. I guess I thought with some bitches I could tell them some things and see if it would get me laid. Some, excuse me, so I didn't mean to call you bitches. I really apologize about that. Other ones, I just would just see where it would lead me, and like it led me to ruin my reputation, which was fine. You know what I'm saying? But it hurt for a while because I was like, damn, like I guess I wanted to see how well also people could keep secrets. So you tell them something like, yeah, I'm doing like porn or some shit. Blah, blah, let's see, keep it secret. Some people can, some people can't. My bad. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like, um, it is just what it fucking is. You know, it's a weird life, but I mean, here we'll just put it out because I'm sure everyone does weird shit. You know, and I mean that shit like it's weird. It would continue into my fucking mid until like my mid 20s, like maybe until I was like even up to maybe being 27 to be honest. There's even some people that sort of know that sort of think that I do, but I don't even know why I did that. But I'm done with that shit because I'm pushing on with everything else. I'm expanding and I'm leveling up, so I don't I don't really know or understand um, why I did that shit. But I did. And I'm sorry if I hurt anyone, but I really didn't. I just hurt myself the most. Most people just think I'm a piece of shit and a scoundrel. I would have thousands or more connections, even though they really don't necessarily, they may not mean something, but they might. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like some of my other true connections have been like muddied in the waters because people think I've done stuff that I haven't or that I think stuff that I don't. But fuck it, dude. And fuck it. We're doubling down over here. And that's just what it fucking is. I feel like I just knocked off like 3 points I eventually wanted to get to all in one go. But yeah, I do this podcast so I can keep my mouth shut in front of other people sometimes because I always want to be honest. I was just too good at building those lies. But the thing is, being honest in front of people all the time doesn't fucking help because they just fucking honesty has a tendency to turn people off, and also you got to understand no matter how much sense you think you're making, other people are thinking they have their own form of logic. And so sometimes you may say things if you're being honest, and other people will just take it as offensive because people's egos are so megalomania, like megalomaniacal because they're expanded to think that they have more value than they really do. And they're also fragile because of the same reason, because they know that they're a fraud. So they'll always say that they could do more than they really can, or they're willing to invest more than they really would be able to, or whatever. And that's why most people are bullshit artists. Like they don't keep their word. because their ego will not let them tell you the truth. Bro, I don't have the money. Bro, I wish I wish I could go out, but really I only have $20. If I just blew this $20, it'd be irresponsible, or I'll fuck myself. Like, people literally just can't say no or don't want to look bad and show up. And I have been victim to this too. Even knowing. You know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes you think you're doing it for a homie or sometimes or whatever, and I hate it every fucking time. And I'm trying to delete those moments more and more. I feel like when I got locked up, that proclivity to do those type of things where I'm sacrificing for others for no reason, even people I don't like, went up. And there's no need to. I'm gonna constantly blaze my own path. But every now and then you need calibration. When your environment changes radically and you're playing by new rules, I needed to play by those rules in there. But now here it's back to the basics, back to the same shit. Bold, blaze my own shit, fuck everybody else. I don't give two fucks unless you're on my fucking teams. You know what I'm saying? My business partners, my brothers, maybe like the few 20 people that really have my back out of the tens of thousands I met. Bless you. Thank you. And the other ones, you know what? Bless you and fuck you. I don't give no fucks. I don't even give zero fucks, man. I don't give two shits. Y'all suck a dick. SAD. It's the way to be. SAD. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Sing it like do, re, mi. SAD. Suck a dick like 1, 2, 3, baby. I was a little off right there at the end, but you got the fucking point. I'm killing it. I'm killing it. What the fuck? You know what's the funniest thing about right now is I put on this shirt, this pretty dope Star Wars Stormtrooper shirt, for those of you who can see the video, in honor of May the 4th, the shittiest, stupid-ass fucking day saying ever. But, you know, I had this shirt and I didn't have the time to debut it, so when I went out that night, I was like, fuck it. It's sort of cute. But yeah, I mean, man, Michael Jackson, dude. He was a fucking trip, man. All of the fucking great artists of that time, that music era, like, were sort of a trip. Especially the ones that just recently died. Mike Jack, Prince, David Bowie. Those guys are fucking trips. And they fucking made fantastic music. This shit is weird. I know the least about David Bowie's music. But I've seen Prince perform live. That dude is the best live performer ever. I went to fucking Coachella. What was it, 08? He headlined. He was like the last performer. This was the day I was on the most ecstasy ever, but I promise you, even without it, the performance would have been crazy. I was like on at least like 7 pills. Like, we were with like this weird strange couple, and they had this fucking ecstasy pill that was like as big as a quarter around in circle, and like as thick as like a pencil eraser, and we just took little bites of that and spread it around. This fool was like trying to get me, the dudes, and the girls we were with to go to his hotel with his fine girl. His girl was fine, but he wanted us to leave Coachella when they were done and go to the hotel they were with and party. And I felt like either he was trying to kill us or have an orgy, which the orgy would have been cool, but the killing part, I wasn't in the mood, dude. Still not in the mood, man. Catch me after I'm dead. And then we could fucking talk about it. Kill me after I'm already dead. Dude, this is supposed to be on fucking mute. It's muted and it's fucking making noise. Dude, I don't know. I'm gonna have to literally Google how to mute an iPhone completely, dude. Fuck off. Jesus fuck, dude. I'm so sorry for that. Like, I was listening to the podcast again, and then every time that the fucking phone would go off, even on the low, I went and checked my phone. And I've heard other podcasts where it's like that, but bro, I'm nice, but I'm not known. People don't fucking know me for shit. So I gotta iron out the creases. And why am I telling you my thought process? Well, this is my podcast. That's what I do. And getting back to the point, that's why I do it, because I don't want to tell people my thought processes all the time, but it comes out just like loads out of my dick. So I just gotta tell them my thought process is here, at least here. Maybe I'll get inspire a couple people to learn how to mute their phones and do a podcast right, or actually do something right and not be like this brown idiot here. Niggas is honking horns outside. Niggas be honking horns. That is what they do when they drive them. Dude. We're not in the studio. We're in the fucking Tempe. And you know what? This is not a bad place to start a comedy career. Which, technically in terms of content, we're pushing it. Some people, some homies tell me they love like the random videos and shit I do. Really hope they do. It's so hard to fucking tell what strangers really think and shit, but you just hope you got to be very critical of yourself. I feel like you have to be your best fan and prop yourself up most of the time, but when you look at your work, you have to tear it up. And when it's good, like, you base it on the reaction of other people. Like, I love some of the stuff I do, but I also feel like sometimes my humor's so weird that I just miss. And sometimes I'd be fucking saying shit, and it's so ridiculous, people just think I'm retarded. That's actually the most shocking thing. I'm like, dude, that shit is so crazy. You really thought I'm serious? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, really? After all the shit that we've been through, all the shit that I've done for you, all the shit that you've known that I've accomplished and fucked up, been able to fuck up, but that means that you got to a level and fucked it up. That's a thing in itself. So it's like, you're gonna fucking still fucking think that I'm fucking don't know shit, or that I'm just like serious about collecting hair off. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Serious about sprinkling my DNA all over the front yard, so that if anyone has to die out there and my DNA is there, it just makes sense. Weird shit like that. You see, that was a portal into hell right there. Let's see. Social experiments in the past, man. We talked about that. And I missed that. Like, if I could go back and do it over again, I wouldn't do it. But the thing is, I don't know if I would know people in as much depth as I do now. Like, I know no one can keep a secret because everyone has a quote unquote best friend or someone that they just have to tell. Someone who they think that doesn't know anything might even live on another side of the country. But the thing is, they do know the same people. And that person has a best friend. And guess what? It's usually not the person that told them. And so these things just keep going. And it's like literally a game of telephone, from telephone to telephone or person to person interaction. And the story gets changed and altered until all of a sudden people are avoiding you and you can sense that energy. And just because your reputation is fucked. And I fucked it severely on purpose, and we're bringing it back. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I already said this in my other podcast, but this is a new one. This is all that's about. That thing dead. This is the last remnant of it. That picture, we'll keep it up. We'll keep it up. I mean, the other podcast is alive still, but this is the one that's gonna be popping. I'm gonna start uploading these episodes on that podcast shit too, and we're just gonna get it rolling. Man, what time is it? Say 25. Oh man, we fucked. We fucked. I was just about to fucking quit right there. I was just about to stop. I was just about to stop. Isn't that weird when music always used to sound like that in America? In other parts of the world, music was way more complicated and advanced than that shit. But for some reason here, there was a time where that type of music just fucking murdered. Which I like some of it, but some of it, like, it's so easy to make some generic Frank Sinatra sounding shit. And not some actual good Frank Sinatra shit. Some generic Frank Sinatra sounding shit is so easy to make. I have a podcast and we do it, girl, to the podcast and we done it, it's a Monday. That was exactly what I meant about that. And I would be worth $1 million back then, which means all my fucking friends would be worth billions. All my friends, all my family. Fuck my friends. Unless they family. Because then they can become family. This is something I was thinking about just yesterday. I miss being in middle and high school. For a lot of reasons. I miss having the innocence of it. Sometimes wish I could go back and just dominate a little bit more, even though I did pretty good. Not ruin my reputation, like I was saying, shit like that. But I miss not having shit and other people having shit and being able to ask for it and then you get it because you're in high school and you're kids and you're not really earning something, so you don't know about money. And it's like think about this: when you're in high school and someone pops out gum, everybody asks for gum. If you're an adult and you pull out gum and everyone asks for gum, unless they're your boys, like on a almost high school level, like that type of camaraderie, no one's asking you for shit. All right? I don't pull out a Milky Way, right? And eat it while walking on the street, which never happens here because the shit would melt in my hand in fucking Phoenix. But, and ever think that someone's gonna be like, hey, bro, let me get that. Let me get some of that. But in high school, oh, you had something liable to be bitten in, bro, by your homie. And the thing is, I didn't have shit. So I would be, getting some gums, getting some shit. I mean, my family had shit. I just didn't have shit that I could grab. They wouldn't stop at places and buy me shit. And there wasn't really stuff at the house was worth grabbing and taking with me. So I was a grabber. The only thing I'd have is maybe a little bit of money, which wasn't even mine. And it was a little bit. Get some fucking bean burritos or go to Taco Bell during lunch. Oof. Am I gonna go to Taco Bell during lunch today, people? Sounds like it. Feeling a little frisky in my fucking Dorito taco stomach. Feeling a little bit of the salivary gland is starting to up their game up to lube up that old gristle hole so that a fucking grilled stuffed burrito could just find its way down into my gullet, you dig? It's pretty weird. Like, I actually feel like you guys are like in here, and I am just looking at myself on the computer, and I really should be looking right here. It's so hard to look in the fucking camera. The camera reminds me of a robot that wants to kill me or something. Looking up there, it's like, oh, this handsome nigga speaking away, doing his thing, wearing black, looking black as fuck. Wearing glasses that need to be replaced, just killing it on that VJ-Mania. You know what I'm saying, brother? You know what I'm saying, brother? Ah! What the fuck is going on, man? Oh, man. Oh. Oh, man, my homie got fucking locked up for some dumb shit. I feel bad for him. I hope he gets out soon, but I don't think he's going to because he got locked up when he was on probation. And it's always like, it's an issue with this girl. And women, dude, women make men crazy, and men must make women feel so crazy. Like, it has to be. What else? Relationships. Like, it's so fucking weird, dude. Like, getting a girl in the first place takes work. Okay, at least for me. Like, I'm not an ultra. Like, I'm not like Brad Pitt. Like, I'm not Leonardo DiCaprio or Johnny Depp. Like, bitches don't just come to me and try to fuck. I mean, it's happened before, but it doesn't happen often. I always have to initiate. I always have to woo. I always have to do. Right? I think it's like a mindset, but that's how it's been. When I was younger, it was a little easier. And I feel like it's starting to get a little easier again as I get into better shape. So, me being fat, that doesn't help. But being, oh shit, stop. That was a call I'm waiting for, but can't pick it up now. So, being, getting a girl takes fucking work. But, dude, I can't fucking mute my phone. This is pissing me off. Sorry again, guys. But, getting a girl takes work, right? And girls are always like sort of resistant to getting picked up because a lot of times after they're out of their like early 20s especially they've played enough games with dudes and realized like they need to be more protective of themselves, and they start to be more picky and choosy, as they should be. That's perfectly correct and reasonable. um However, that makes the process of actually starting a relationship difficult after maybe, like, let's say you're 25 plus. Um, so it makes sense. Maybe even like for women, like even they're 21, 20, whatever. I'm just making stereotypes here. People could be ready to get married at 3 years old. I don't fucking know. I was trying to fuck at 5, so trust me. Um, Maybe because of how many layers you have to deal to finally just decide to be vulnerable and actually be in a relationship with a person. It makes sense when it fucking falls through that there's like some craziness. Cause it's like, motherfucker, I let you in so fucking close, and then you did this, and then obviously it overblows out of proportion for a lot of people. I mean, I was fucking with this fucking chick this weekend, right? Or trying to. I've been trying to. And like, the first time we met at this bar, she was like kissing up on me or whatever, and that's cool, whatever. But see, the thing is, right now I'm a lot chunkier than I should be and want to be, and I've been working on it. And I'm pretty self-conscious about it, but it takes a while to lose the weight. I gained most of the weight from a surgery when I couldn't move. Like I said about with my backbone, I had the machine attached to me, so I had a cyst on my backbone. It got really bad, and when they took it out, I had like a big softball size just like cavity in my body, and I had to heal from the inside out. So they put a wound vac in it and around the area around my spine, and it had to heal up. For like 6 months I couldn't really move, so I gained a lot of weight because I was like eating a bunch of protein trying to like heal up. But if you're not able to move and not using it, everything that you eat pretty much gets converted like into fat and shit quickly. I'm sure I was eating bread and all sorts of crazy shit. Anyway, so finally, after realizing, carbs and then doing some intermittent fasting, the weight's shedding off, and working out and shit like that, which I've been doing for a while. Like, then things are starting to increase and do its damn thing. But I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, so let's reverse. Forget about me talking about my own fucking working out thing. I'm messing with this chick, or trying to mess with this chick, and like, she loves to party. She loves to hang out with me. She loves my personality. Sometimes we argue, but then she ends up like understanding my point, apologizing later, and if I'm in the wrong, same thing. But she's usually a little bit crazier and has a tendency to get way more drunk than me because, you know, I just stopped doing all that shit recently, pretty much. And but we haven't fucked. You know what I'm saying? We sort of like hooked up randomly, but always be really quick, and then she has to run or some shit. So I knew there was some stagnant point, but I just wanted to know what the fuck it was for sure, because I could already assume. And so tensions were hot um, on Saturday, and then she comes through, like, well, here, and then literally this is the funniest part because I knew we were gonna fuck at this point. Like I finally just put it through my head. I'm like, this is just not gonna happen anymore. But let me figure out why. And while she's taking a shit in my bathroom, no fucking joke, which is already pretty crazy for us to even having conversation. So this is how like it's no one's trying to fucking fuck or whatever for sure. Like not even giving a fuck like how they look. And she was like, somehow the conversation was like got to fucking. I was like, so how come we haven't fucked? She's like, well, you want to know the truth? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you sure? I was like, I can handle it. I don't give a fuck. Because I already figured what it probably was. She's like, well, like, you're fat. And I just laughed. I'm like, I'm not an obese dude. And of course it stung a little bit, but I mean, I know the truth. Like, I don't lie to myself. Like, I know I'm chunky. I do know and see as my clothes get bigger on me and stuff that I'm doing stuff for it. So I'm not really tripping. It's not like, oh shit, I've been on this downhill slide. No, I'm on the up and up. So I'm Gucci. I get it. But it's just funny that someone who thinks that they're so deep and so intellectual and so, always waving their PhD and the fact they're like about to go to Cambridge in front of people's faces. It's so interesting that a person and it's completely okay, but it's just interesting because I feel like I'm the same way too, to be honest. That even with fucking or when it comes to fucking, someone who's like that would still be initially what the fuck? The word that comes to my mind is vapid, but just like all about looks, like vain. There it is. Um, because I'm the same way. If there's a hot chick A and fat chick B, but fat chick B has the best personality ever, but hot chick A just hits me once in a fucking blue moon to fuck. Whenever she calls, I'm going. Even like me, you know what I'm saying? Like unless I'm like seriously with someone, whenever she calls, I'm going. Fat chick B only if I'm super horny. Am I going to? And that's if you're a dude. So girls, they could probably deny that a little bit better, even though I'm sure I know they feel hot and heavy the same way. So I'm just like, all right, that's fine. But the funniest thing is like, I'm not gonna kick it with her anymore. What's the fucking point? I just fucking met you and I was trying to fuck. We're not gonna fuck. Why the fuck are we hanging out? I could be kicking it with some fucking homies. People have actual fucking um history with. Or even better, I could just go work and just build my fucking legacy and platform. Record a fucking show. I don't need to fucking do any of this shit. So yeah, it didn't. It stung. It stung a little bit worse than it stings when I tell myself that, and I try not to be so negative to myself. Just try to be like, okay, you're doing it. Oh, you fucked up today. Don't worry. As long as you stop the tide and get back to your habits, we'll just keep it fucking rolling. You know. I'm about to step up my workouts because my ankle is almost finally fully healed. The one that I was like, it's been almost 2 months and it's been fucked up, and it's finally just like slightly inflamed. I can actually sort of run on it without a limp, like functionally. I'm probably gonna give it a little bit and then get into some. I'm probably gonna get into light cardio, strengthen my feet up and shit, and then get into sprints or whatever later. Wow, is this even important? Oh, and real quick and almost randomly going back, I really miss being in middle school and high school and getting gum and mints for fucking on the house. You know what I'm saying? Huh. Which one of these do I want to talk about? I mean, I can just keep on going, just throw this phone in the trash. No one needs to fucking read any of this. Um, this is a weird episode, but fuck it. I was just thinking the other day. I was like, dude, enough, dude. Amber Alert, I don't give a shit, dude. Jesus, dude. Sorry. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not even apologizing for it. It's a fucking phone, but I'm bringing you the heat. The VJ-Mania can't be denied. Amber Alert, fucking business call, whatever, brothers. Shampsters, we on the way out of here. Listen, I'm never apologizing for that again. Because the VJ-Mania is bringing you a thing you can't get anywhere else. Alright? So with these blonde locks and this unbelievable peck work and these 23.5-inch pythons, I'm gonna bring you the heat. And if another Amber Alert goes off, I can't help that a kid's been fucking kidnapped. I can only pray for the motherfucker. And yo, it's super scary the amount of kids that get kidnapped in the sex trafficking shit. We were looking into the numbers on that, me and my homie, and it's fucking shocking. There's an estimate of 1 million kids a year in the United States go missing. Most likely kidnapped. That means there are slaves in America. Their work might only be sex. They get no money. They probably don't get great treatment. They're definitely in chains or in cells. It's really actually terrifying, even for a psycho like me to think about, because that shit is on another level. Right as I was going to sleep, a lot of times I listen to podcasts or news. And it was on Bobby Lee's Tiger Belly. They were talking, I don't like, I'm going to sleep, but it kept me up a little bit because it's sort of related to this topic. Some fucking Chinese dude, I don't know if this was in China or not. I think it was. Looked at a fucking dude that was like on a bus. And he was like asleep and had his headphones on. And just decided he wanted to eat him. So he pulled out his knife and very calmly and exactingly killed and beheaded the dude. Now everyone who was watching ran off the bus. But they noted how the man wasn't furious or seemed in a rage and was just looking and doing it. And as he did it, he cuts off the head, and the people are watching from the outside of the bus looking in. He just starts eating the head and blood everywhere and all that. And I guess this guy's already out of fucking prison. Got like diagnosed legally insane and it's already out. Changed his name. Hey, dude. That's insane. So scary. I fell asleep. Oh, I was nodding off on that light rail last week. Forgot my phone on the light rail and had to get a new one. I think I stated that last week, okay? Did. What if all that's not enough? Someone's like, got him. And then took my fucking head. No, dude. Knock on wood. And the dig wood. That's just too much, dude. Y'all are fucking pushing it too fucking much, dude. Oh my god. What is it? I think it's 49, maybe. Alright, anyway. So I was sitting down yesterday. And I was taking a shit. Excuse me for being graphic. But peeps, the VJ-Mania is just coming, champs. And we're just gonna champ it up. You know, Shamster Fest, dude. Sometimes people gotta poop. We talk about it. And this is, sort of nasty, but whatever, dude. This is some weird shit right now. So I was taking a shit. And, when dudes take a shit and they gotta pee, and I always have to pee like every time before the shit can really get moving after I sit on the toilet. You gotta figure out how to get your dick in the hole and then how you want it to hang. Um, it's not like getting pussy where it's pretty self-explanatory. Like people's dick just droop differently, and mine like has a tendency to fling forward. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't just droop straight down into the fucking thing. There's like a muscle to like pulls it up. It'll smash against like the front of the toilet and shit. That's disgusting, right? So I like push it down and sort of sometimes to the side a little bit to get around my balls to pee. Now, as a super authentic Indian dude, born in America, but Indian dude, I am not circumcised. So sometimes that skin, I wouldn't say covers the pee hole, but wraps that part of a dick like a blanket so that if water came rushing out of the pee hole, it would sort of surf above and around that foreskin area. And so usually it'll just go straight out and pee into the toilet as properly. However, occasionally I've noticed that that blanket of foreskin might hug the pee hole in just such a way sometimes that when I pee, it literally, like I said before, comes up and around the foreskin and then shoots like in a reverse gravity style up my dick, then around my balls and almost into my asshole. But because my asshole goes up from the gooch, it just travels like literally reverse style. Here's the dick, okay? Here's the balls. Here's the dick. This for people that can see. I'm sitting down. I gotta press this shit to pee. And it's supposed to piss down like this, right, guys? But instead, it comes like this, wraps the foreskin blanket, and shoots up this way into what's the gooch over here. My asshole's right here on the top. And it just misses the asshole. But I realized the other day, if I trained or could figure out the right motions, I could probably pee in my own butt. Well, that was a fucking fantastic podcast, wasn't it? Huh? How much time is it? 53 minutes? That's pretty good. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work, guys. That seems like a great place to leave it off. You know what I'm saying? Piss in my own butt? Come on, man. The VJ-Mania just got to let you know. Shampsters, it's all good. We're just revealing stuff that really, there's no reason to reveal it all. Probably going to ruin my ability to get laid, but it's okay. The VJ-Mania got the two hitters, and they can wrap them around the dong one at a time, two at a time, and make it happen. Get the release I need. The release that is this podcast. This podcast made me, and I just ejaculated and made this podcast. Thank you, Shamsters. Really appreciate it. Follow me at it's Mr. VJ, ITSMRVJ on IG, Twitter, Snap. The podcast IG is already this podcast at this podcast made me. The Twitter is at this pod made me, but I think I'm gonna get another IG so that it's all at this pod made me right before I launch it here. So that's probably on the docket today. The docket. When I say Doggett, I think of Terminator 2. Or is that Doggett? Or is that his character in X Files? The Terminator, the T-1000, or is that Arnold? Yeah, the T-1000, the Terminator and Terminator 2 that could like morph into different shapes and like weapons but couldn't shoot things like the one in Terminator 3. I think his character's name in the X Files when he went to that was Doggett, or maybe the cop that he played in T2 was Doggett. I don't fucking know. I fucking just ruined this podcast. Okay, I'm ending it right back on where I want to end it. I think I could pee in my own ass. Okay, I think I can, and one day I might. And if I do on accident, y'all will know first. I'm out. Love y'all.